exciting night once again for GC Sports. I am going to be bringing you live flag-to-flag coverage of tonight's action from Atlanta Motor Speedway, and I'm joined in the booth by my good friend, John Tiller, who is so gracious enough to extend his time and to help call this race here. It'll be a 50%er at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and it's sure to see some action. Atlanta always provides action on NASCAR Heat 5.
Yes, Alex, tonight looks to be an exciting race. It's an honor to be here and happy to be in the booth with you tonight.
We are going to be describing about 134 laps by my calculations as I blue screen for just a sec. We've just been given the go-ahead. That means the green flag about to be out. Let's go ahead and take a look. Understand that it's your bro choice. Got the pole. Just 11 cars in the field here tonight, but no shortage of action on hand. Before we join, a quick look at what the race lobby settings will be like. It'll be 162 laps here tonight. 50% stages are on. The yellow and black flags will definitely be called as seen by computer. These are your lap times, and let's go racing here. Tiller, something that is going to be a big talking point here tonight. The tire window and the fuel window at Atlanta are not the same.
Absolutely not. Your tires wear just about 10 laps sooner than your fuel usually goes out.
Something that we will be keeping an eye on.
And they've already took the green flag.
Await the green flag on my screen. Sorry, today's racing coverage presented to you by Fanatic, as it always is.
Right now you got your Bro Chase out in front. 5 car followed by the 14 of Flash 9. It's the 47 of KB Showtime in 4th.
Didn't take long for them to get single file up front. Bro Chase, their pole sitter, is going to lead that lap right in front of the 14. There's some side-by-side action just behind these two. See the 47 car, KB Showtime, pushed to the outside there, lose a couple of spots. Joins back in line to minimize the bleeding in the top 5. Got a car on the wall just behind them. It was a green car, I believe. And he has actually come to a stop. It is Sludge. He has hit the wall hard and has spun on the backstretch. We stay under the green flag, but an early mishap for the 43 car and a lot of damage to the left side and right front of that 43 Chevrolet. On board with DK Brown in the 53 car as he sees some side-by-side action down the backstretch. That's the 4 car taking a look underneath the 18. He'll have the position. Here comes the 47 as well, trying to muscle his way through. There's slight contact between the two that sends the 18 way up high. He gathers it up. Can he stop the bleeding? He does. He chokes it back in line for 5th place. DK Brown trying to give pursuit there as the front two are actually pulling away here, Tiller.
Yeah, they've got nose to tail and working the draft, pulling away from the 4 car here. Got the 2 working underneath the 53.
With custom race setup here, you're not so married to the bottom lane as you might be with a preset here, but you really have got to have your car working well. It seems to me early in this one, the bottom line is still the preferred groove.
Yeah, and you'll see that for most of the night. The bottom lane will stay dominant. If you can get 2 or 3 guys to line up on that outside, you can really get that to work through 1 and 2.
Most of the field now single file as we were on board with DK Brown. He lost not 1, but 2, not 2, but 3 positions right there. He was on the back bumper of the 18, knocking on the top 5. He's now settled down into the 9th position. Robbie racing there in the 44 car, another Richard Petty Motorsports machine in the back half of the field there. His teammate, the 43 car that had gone around, you can't even see him. He will need a yellow flag to get caught back up, but Robbie racing, this is the man here we know is strong behind the wheel here, especially at a road course. I've never seen somebody pull a 105 at Watkins Glen, Tiller. I think you and I were in that same race where he was competing very hard just a week ago. Robbie definitely brings all he can to racing here.
Yeah, Robbie, he puts a lot of time in on his setups. And he tends to be a back half of the race kind of driver. You know, the first half he kind of takes the pace and expect to see him coming towards the front before the end. Looks like we've got some little bit of lag out of it.
Yes.
Chase.
And it may have lagged our second place driver all the way back into the clutches of his teammate. The 4 car there, did that damage the 14 because of that lag? See the 5 car way up front. The 14 car has traveled up high. It's flash 9 there, and I'm looking on board. Don't know if I see any damage, but he has lost 4 positions because of that.
Fell all the way back to 5th.
Keep an eye on that if that was indeed because of some lag out of the 5 car, or maybe it was the 14, or perhaps just attacking the corner. They're wrong, but you see, even in low draft, which the settings are for this race here, those guys working nose to tail from 2nd through 5th, they look to be catching that 5 car.
Yeah, absolutely. They're catching him pretty quick here. Seen a very patient race throughout the field. A lot of give and take in the early going.
I think that's something that we come to expect from DC Sports here. Everybody trying to get their handling underneath their feet here. But let's talk about that there, Tiller. Well, what are some of the strategies you like to pull out early in this race, especially attacking Atlanta?
For me, honestly, I just like to follow in line and just stay patient, capitalize on others' mistakes. If you can get the draft, of course, it's low draft settings tonight, so that makes it a little tougher. But if you can get the draft to work in your favor, it's a very draft-dependent track.
Speaking of mistakes, did we just see one out of the 5 car? A new leader up front. That is the 4. Pro Chase, our pole setter, continuing to fall back. Something amiss on the 5 car.
He's going to continue to fall back. He may be going on some type of fuel strategy here.
Was able to get a win at Dover that way there. Never too early to think about fuel, but my question remains, will the tire wear be able to follow suit?
The 51 of Aquatat, he's trying to work his way into the top 5.
Meanwhile, Mike RPM, who is in the 4 car this week, has been able to pilot that Ford Mustang to the point, chased by the 47 car.
The 37 is making a pass before us. It's going to bring Aquatat up to 5th with him.
See Holcomb there in that 37, and right, Aquatati able to complete the pass. Kind of surprised by what we saw, what was dominant just 5 or 6 laps to go. The 14 and the 5 working together looked like they were perhaps trying to somehow settle it out on this field, but now they have fallen both cars outside of the top 5.
Now the 37 is going to go to the inside of the 18th.
Oh!
A little bit of contact there.
It threw him up the racetrack there. We'll lose another position there. Frustrating for the 18. I've seen that happen to him. That's not the first time early in this race that he's lost a couple spots due to this contact entering the corner.
Yeah, these corners can get real tight if you're not expecting a guy to make that move. I
am impressed at how wide some of these guys are attacking turn 1, at least. It seems to be attacking it a lane up instead of just being right on the bottom. Is that a factor of handling? These cars are beginning to get really, really loose. Is it better to kind of straddle that 2nd and 3rd lane before you get to the bottom of the racetrack in turn 1? Why are these guys opening up the bottom? That's normally a no on preset.
A lot of it is just trying to avoid that yellow line. The last thing you want to do is put your left side tires on that yellow line. It'll shoot you straight up the track. Oh, and the 51 and the 47 made a little contact on the back stretch.
Yes, things are getting dicey in this front pack, and they're about to inhale that lap car, Sludge, and that 43 car who's running along in that preferred groove. Now, they are too wide behind him. Question is, will there be enough room for him to get out of the way? He travels extremely high in turn number 1 that allows the bottom of the racetrack to be occupied by our leaders. Sludge with high hopes. Oh, he comes right in front of the 18. Ran out of room, and there's more. Right. 14 is spinning. Into the wall goes the 43 and Flash 9. With an issue there, all when the 43 somehow got inhaled by that lead pack. And another spin on the backstretch. This time it's targeted the 14 car.
Yeah, Racehead was able to drive out of that.
I don't know what proper... Oh, we got a car around on the front stretch again. It is, excuse me, the backstretch, the 2 car. Heavy hit. Damage.
He's got a lot of damage on the hood there. Heavy front end damage.
And these drivers, all these with mistakes here, Tiller, that's going to make the battle to get back on the lead lap an exciting one. This is not what the 43 car needed to see. Other cars having issues and perhaps going a lap down early in stage 1.
51 Alpha K just made the move up to second. The front 3 have separated themselves from the 47 now.
All this contact has really single-filed the field, strung out the field, if you will. And as you mentioned there, yeah, there is a 3-car breakaway all when that broke down behind the 43. And I'm telling you, the first contact once again was that 18 in the 43. And unfortunately, Flash 9 in the 14. He had traveled back into harm's way, and just like that, had an issue that sent him spinning on the backstretch. The good news for him is that he didn't hit anything. He just kind of went around. Bad news for the 2 and the 43. They have damage on their race car, so when they go down pit road to complete their first green flag pit stop here, it'll be added seconds on the stopwatch to their pit stop to fix that damage.
Yeah, it's definitely going to set those guys behind in the early going here. I'm sure they'll recover for stage 2.
See what happens as Taddy's taking a look under the 4 car. Don't know exactly when we can expect these guys as far as what their fuel window is. That we expect that to be around 20 or so laps. Let me try and find. In fact, I'm actually trying to get on board. What do you call it? Taddy's live stream to take a look.
We'll see green flag stops in the next 4 laps.
These guys will definitely have to come in here very, very soon. Whoa!
Yeah,
You saw the 51 car down low. And he'll take that to pit road there, and he'll be the first of our leaders on pit road. 45 miles an hour. Make sure you do not speed.
Along with the 53. Those are the first 3 on pit road.
Looks like the 2 car, he has had service done and complete, but had to fix that damage. There'll be 4 tires and Sunoco fuel for all these guys. They are within their fuel window. It is about 28 laps to complete.
The leader's coming to pit road now.
Most of the field is heading in. That gives the lead to the 47 car. The 18 is in. Here comes the 44. Robbie Racing, you see the 43 and the 14 coming down pit road as well. Mike RPM, who was the leader, has now made his pit stop there, getting service. Taddy is off and away. The 5 and the 47 are now onto pit road. So we'll keep an eye out on varying strategies here. All these leaders coming in perhaps in 2 to 3 laps, but Taddy the first of them, Pro Chase the last. Even on times to where Tiller, having 2 laps extra on your set of tires can play a big difference, can it?
Oh yes, especially at this track. This track just absolutely destroys tires.
Flash 9 is off, the 37 car back on the track. And we'll see where Taddy is able to blend in line. He was the furthest up front of our lead pack. Where is he in relationship to the 4 car? See the 4 actually in front of him. So Taddy may have been just a tad bit slow getting onto pit road. You see him rounding around the 47 and the 5. That would hand the lead, I believe, back to the 4 car. Yes, it does. So Mike RPM able to gap the 53 there. As we complete our first cycle of pit stops here at Atlanta. "22 laps to go in stage 1.
Let's really spread out the field here with these green flag stops.
I'm surprised at how much time, even Taddy going down pit road, how much he lost in relationship to the 4. Either the 4 just had a stellar pit stop getting on and off pit road there, or 51, excuse me, keep on referring to 53, but it's 51. Just didn't get onto pit road quite as well. Bad news for him are the guys that are right behind him are on fresher tires by that 2-lap cycle. And so they're going to be able to catch him faster than what I think that 51 car would like.
Yeah, it's the Bill Chase and the 47 are hooked up and trying to reel in the 51 here.
Not a question of matter if but when. You see a little bit of damage on the front end of the 5 car as well. Don't know if that...
Oh, and he's actually going to try to take the position from the 47 here. He'll clear him coming off the 4.
Yeah, for 3rd place. That 18 car says Interstate Batteries on that Toyota Camry, but his new sponsor might be Target, considering the amount of times he has been put into the wall or rooted out of his own lane today, but still a strong 5th place running currently. As we see the 5 and the 47 car drafting with one another, working together, and they have caught that 51. Bottom of the racetrack here, Bro Chase taking a look. Taddy not going to fight it. New 2nd place with help from the 47 car. These guys have the freshest tires inside the top 5, working together, and with less than 20 to go, can they indeed catch that 4 car?
Yeah, you see Taddy try to grab the back end of these guys and try to draft his way back up to Mike RPM as well.
Yeah, bad news for that 18 car there. I think the 51, his tires might not be on the same level as what we see with the 5 and the 47, but he has enough speed, enough pace in that car to keep up in the draft. And I think even on low draft, 3 cars working nose to tail like they are, they're going to run away from that 18 car. I don't think we're going to see him be able to catch up.
No, they've already separated themselves a little.
On board with
gap just continues to grow.
The 14 of Flash 9, keep in mind he was one of those guys that went around and that did not trigger a yellow flag. He's kind of by himself, but the good news for him, he has not lost a lap. And so if he's able to keep it out of harm's way, and he should be able to, running along just qualifying laps at this point here, he should be able to get back and caught back up and work his way through the field in stage 2. On board with KB Showtime in that 47 car. He is pushing that 5 car. That's all you can do, I believe, if you have somebody that's faster. I know myself there when I'm racing, especially against you there, Tiller, if I know I'm not anywhere near as fast as you, I'm going to be just in line trying to do my best to work together up front.
Yeah, and if they have any chance of catching this level, this is what it's going to take. Is the 3 of these cars to stay nose to tail and push just like they are.
Always wondered.
It gets a little high in the corner there.
Co-opetition there. There are times when you want to race somebody hard for a position there. Perhaps it's, you know, important to your chase aspects, getting that precious point. But there are other times where you're working for the greater good, and the greater good is to catch the leader right there. And so I believe that's what we're seeing with the 47 and the 51. These guys are pretty smart, knowing that the better prize is ahead in the form of that 4 car.
Yeah, they're reeling him in.
So what can you do on the opposite end of that spectrum there, Tiller? If you're the 4 car, what can you do to try and prepare yourself for when they get you? Do you try to run out hard and hope that you have just enough, or do you kind of lick your wounds and say, okay, they're going to catch me? Is it in my best chance to perhaps try and save by tires here?
Yeah, right now I'm sure he's just patiently running his line, making sure to hit his marks. You definitely don't want to put yourself in a situation where you slid the tires before they get there, because that's just going to give them that much more advantage with the momentum in the draft.
He still about has a good, I would say, 2-second lead with 11 laps to go, but time running out for that 4 car. Taking a look at some of our other competitors on the racetrack there. The 43 of Sludge, I believe he's been able to fix that damage. Don't know where he is in relationship to the 2 car. That'll be an interesting battle. How many laps down is the 43 versus the 2? That'll be a battle for position. We see the 44 has been able to work his way around the 2. I think the 2 might be still on the lead lap. That is good news for that 43 car. He has not indeed lost a lap here. Was able to fix the damage, I believe, but if that allowed that 2 car to stay on the lead lap, then that 43 should be able to get back on the lead lap in stage 2. That march between the first and second place has kind of stalled out, actually. They're not as fast as what I thought. Bad news for Sludge, though, is that if he goes another lap down, though, he'll only get 1 of those laps back. And it looks like that could be a possibility here with the 4 car. They're on the same straightaway down the backstretch.
I'm sure at this point the 43 is just holding on.
Don't want lap traffic to be a factor again here. But I do believe they will have time to catch him with 7 laps to go. And the 5 not really closing the gap as I would have expected here late in this one. We saw him actually kind of fade a little bit on the back half of that run. Tire wear is starting to show himself definitely in this run again.
Yeah, they're kind of fading back now just a little.
I will ask, because I actually do not know, are you using, even in the draft, more tire wear than perhaps what you would be by yourself?
The back end tends to slide more in the draft, so that would definitely hurt the right rear. The 4 car's almost caught the 43 here.
And I believe he's going to want him to get out of the way in the worst way possible here.
And the 43 does.
Now, here comes the 5 and the 47. At the stripe, it'll be 5 laps to go here in stage 1. Excuse me, 4 laps to go.
And that NASCAR pack is they've cut the lead down just ever so slightly. I don't believe they're going to have enough time to get to him here, though.
They're trying to. Now, the question remains, if they get to him, that's one thing, but passing is another, and I believe that 4-car, he'll try to hug that bottom line. That means he'll have to go the long side around. 3 laps to go, that time by. He's definitely within striking distance. Pole sitter trying to rally back, rally the troops behind him.
That's actually a really good rebound for the 5-car after seeing him fall back early.
Exactly, made up a ton of positions there, or a ton of time getting on the pit road there, and even was late for his pit stop there. He was one of the latest people to go and get tires there. But the 4-car may have played that to perfection there, pitting just enough to keep those guys behind him not being able to work, even drafting nose to tail. That strategy worked this time, but the bad thing about that is that people know that strategy for next time. We'll see what happens here as we get the 1 to go signal here for stage number 1. Mike RPM in that 4-car. Here comes a battle for 3rd place. That's Taddy taking a look underneath the 47 of KB Showtime. He'll grab that position. That's going to spoil the drafting party for the 5 and allow the 4-car up ahead to stay out front. Mike RPM, stage 1 complete, and the 4-car gets it done at Atlanta.
Richard Bill Chase in 2nd, Aquatati in 3rd, KB Showtime in 4th. Scroll through here, see who we've got behind them. Looks like Race heading to 18 and 5th.
A side note, I always get KB Showtime and the 18 mixed up, not because of, well, really anything except for the KB with Kyle Busch. It just makes me think of the 18, and they are not the same. So if I refer to them or mix them up, my mistake. I even asked KB Showtime one time, and I was all like, "Are you a big Kyle Busch fan?" He's like, "No, that's just my initials." I'm just like, dang. Trying to manifest something right there.
Yeah, we had B. Holcomb in 6th, DK Brown in 7th, Robbie Racing in 8th, Flash 9 in 9th, and rounding out your top 10 was Bad Fast Marley, and he was a lap down. So that's going to be your lucky dog.
He'll restart tail end. Sludge will definitely need some yellow flags to get caught back up and not to have anybody else go another lap down. Stage 2 underway as we ride from a look on the 5-car. It'll be 50 laps to go in stage 2, and a pit stop will have to be made once again. Taking a look from the Goodyear blimp ahead, you see the 51 car there push the 4-car, the 47, and the 18 nose to tail in the draft in the bottom lane. That 5-car on the outside all by himself now has a look from the 37 car who thought about 3 wide, and in the middle, yes, Robbie Racing trying to make that a further issue as they get into turn number 1. Bro Chase really struggling here at the beginning of this one. Marley and the 37. Mike RPM pushed up the racetrack. There is Aquatati to take it. As we ride on board with the 5-car, taking a look at the 6 cars up ahead. More contact. There's Racehead able to get in front of KB Showtime. They're 3 wide out of the corner. Showtime in the 53 of DK Brown made contact. Here comes the 5 on the bottom.
The 14 of Flash 9.
Yeah, wasn't he spinning? In stage 1, he's already rebounded back to 4th place. Surprised at how early we saw both the 5 and the 4-car fall back. They had control of this race on that restart. They're outside of the top 5 currently.
Got single file again. Got the 53. Ooh, a little loose off the corner.
Yes. It looked like the 14 almost had an issue. Here's a battle for 6th place. Mike RPM took it away from the 5 car. Robbie Racing, who we just mentioned there, kind of methodical, work his way patient in that 44 car. He's on the tail end of this draft as well. Pressed with that 14 car, Flash 9, doesn't panic after having earlier issue.
Under the 47.
That's going to cost the 47 car a number of positions there, all the way to the tail end. Stuart Haas Racing Cars. Wow, DK Brown almost putting the grass. There's contact, and in the wall goes DK Brown.
Kind of got the 14 a little out of shape. Allow Mike RPM to the inside of him.
Don't know what happened between the two there. There was some lag, but definitely a disagreement over track position. And it did not work well for DK Brown. Oh, you're right. Here comes the 18.
Side by side.
Meanwhile, I want to mention the 37 car. Something has happened to him. B. Holcomb there. Massive damage on the front end of that Chevrolet Camaro. And the leaders are about to put him a lap down.
Mike RPM with a little contact into the Octati there. Sends him up the racetrack. That's going to cost him 3 or 4 positions.
Oh, and definitely perhaps a memory bank to remember there.
Yeah, we don't forget that one.
We were talking about that earlier beforehand, how drivers have longer memories than elephants. That's what I've heard, and that might come back.
The 37's fixing to go a lap down here. Going into turn 1, they're going to be on him. He's going to slide over and run him by. He's got way too much damage to try to race him right now.
Yeah, and that's going to be unfortunate, because that's going to really consider to trap the 43 car a lap down. But there's so much damage, I'm not so sure that that 37 car is not going to go another lap down before they make it to green flag pit stops. He has lost a ton of pace in that 37 car. Oh, he tries to get onto pit road there and almost sandwiched the 2 car, who did a well of a job to keep it on the racetrack. Up front, Mike RPM on the back bumper of that 18 car. A shove down the back stretch at over 180 miles an hour. Have not talked much about Racehead today, except for him finding the outside wall after being struck by a competitor here. Kind of surprised to see that 18 car up front, and he looks to be fast here, Tiller.
Yeah, he looks to have a solid car for sure. Top 3 seem to have got single file here, and you've got Mike RPM just on there. He's just absolutely shoving the 18 down the straightaways, trying to create a gap and get away from some of these guys.
Has a teammate right behind him in the form of the 14 as well. Don't know, though, if that is a traditional teammate, as we were told that the 4 car of Mike RPM, that's not the typical car he runs.
No, he's typically in the Chip Ganassi 1 car.
But nonetheless, they're team cars together running along in the 2nd and 3rd position. Well, the action has calmed down just a little bit here. We'll take you to some of the real-life drama here. I know Atlanta Motor Speedway. You know, Tiller, have you seen that Speedway? It's complete, and it looks nice.
Yeah, it looks, honestly, it looks kind of like a super speedway now.
I've been following along on social media there, some of the things that drivers have said, including the 17 car Chris Buescher. He was asked about it during a test session last week, and he said that with the new cars, it's basically almost like coming to a brand new track. He's very excited. He and Kurt Busch all singing praise for what they've been able to do at Atlanta. This racing surface, one of the most weathered before it was repaved. I believe you had to go all the way back to, I think it was 1997 to see the 47 car. KB Holcomb, hit the apron and open up the bottom lane. That's going to allow that 5 car to take another position away, chipping behind in the 4th position. Here comes Flash 9. A look to the inside of the 4 car.
He's not going to be able to get there.
Thought better of it, and here comes the 5 car. He took a look to the inside as well. Where that 14 car is running there, I think if he could get to that quarter panel, he's going to try and shove that fender there. He's got to him this time, but that 4 car has been able to keep the center of the corner there very well. It's not really intimidated. I run on a controller there, but for myself, that would be kind of intimidating to me there, because that's a vulnerable area where you really can't see where that guy is, even on this outside the car, and it's even worse if you're riding in car view. I don't know how you like to race there, Tiller, but that makes me very uncomfortable when I have somebody on the inside like that taking a look.
Yeah, I ride on hood view, and the guy gets to your inside like that, it is difficult to see. You kind of really have to put all your trust in that guy not to wash up and select you there.
So far, that 4 car has not shown.
With the 5 car making the move.
Oh, yes, he did. He took it away from the 14. That 4 car right behind. I don't know if he's content. Nope, he's not. This time, he took a look to the inside, and he will take the lead away from the 18. Our Stage 1 winner back at the point.
Now you're going to see this 18 try to work the high side. He's got a little help behind him. The 47 works underneath the 14.
And all this side by side, even that little bit of racing has allowed both the 51 and the 44 car to join in as well. So a bit of a 7 car breakaway at the front of the field, separated by less than a second and a half between 1st and 7th.
We should start seeing green flag stops within the next 10 laps.
Yeah, now my question remains, we know what drivers did in Stage 1. What do you decide to do in Stage 2 here? Are you going to be one of those guys to try and stretch it out? Or do you believe that getting on pit road with fresher rubber is the way to go there, Tiller?
Well, I mean, it really worked out good for the 5 car there in Stage 2. He was able to get about 2 laps fresher tires and kind of reel in the 4 somewhat. But at that same point, the 4 car was able to get himself out with a little earlier pit stop and separate the gap enough that those guys really couldn't catch him.
Thing about the 5 car, though, he wasn't as close to the front as what we see him right now. So I believe if I'm that 4 car, you have to react to what we saw with the 5. The 5 is going to stay out. I think you've got to stretch it out there a little bit, because he did make up a significant amount of time on that 4 car, just not all of it, but he was further back than he is right now.
Yeah, I believe if they go with the same strategies as the first stage, you're definitely going to see the 5 car a lot closer. Which right now you've got all seven cars right here close together.
Yeah, really any one of these drivers could take advantage of getting on and off pit road here. Some of the mistakes we saw with Taddy. He was a little bit slow getting on the pit road. He might try to ramp that back up. As we are, I believe, this time by, it'll be 29 or 28 laps to go, but that'll be just inside the fuel window to make it here.
That's 28 to go.
So that means the pit road is indeed open. See, these cars are about to round once again. That 37 car, damage on P. Holcomb there, just too much. You know, I'm trying to think of some strategies, ways to save that 37 car from going 2 laps down. It might have happened if he decided to go down pit road and pit currently and he would have had to make a second pit stop there, but perhaps he would have solidified the bleeding that we're seeing right now, because right now it's easy, even in real life, it's easy to make up one lap. It is not to make up two.
No. He's coming to pit road here.
He at least dives out of the way of our leaders. But yeah, that battle now, and he's going to be battling another car that's already 2 laps down. Sludge, and he still has to fix that damage. Here comes Bro chasing that 5 car. Now he made that pass look easy.
Yep, the 4 car's going to pit here. The 18's pitting. I seen somebody else back there signal too. Not sure who it was.
Here it comes. 4 in the 18, really high. That 4 car was really high, as well as the 51 car, but these are going to be the first on pit road.
The 51 car got in there really well that time. He gained some time on those 2 front runners coming to pit.
Let's see what happens with the 4 and 37 here. Or excuse me, the 47. They stay out. At least Bro Chase does. The 47 car is going to be in, so this is going to be another lap that we see on the 5 car and the 14 and the 44.
4 and the 18's coming off pit road, and the 51. All 3 of those are coming off pit road together here.
The good news for those drivers, they're working together and having a partner, is that they'll be able to draft with one another, and they're on the same cycle of tires. Here comes the 5 and the 14. 14 kind of hot. He made up a lot of time there. Hopefully he was underneath the 45-mile-per-hour limit. But both he, the 14, and the 44 car are on the same strategy that we saw work out for the guys on newer tires in stage 1. They will have 2-lap fresher tires than these guys, as service begins to get complete there. The 18 and the 4 car. You see the 47 car blend in. That's really good news for him, even on 1-lap fresher tires there. He really didn't lose the draft to the guys in front of him. Where will these guys blend in between the 5 and the 14?
Right now.
Wow.
The 4 car in the lead here.
The 14 looked like he had a great pit stop, perhaps had to fix some damage, because my goodness, he has fallen back considerably. He was just behind the 5 car. Bad news, though.
It's going to be real beneficial for the 5 car.
Exactly. They didn't put as much distance on those guys as I thought they might have, and he has 2-lap fresher tires. I believe this is going to work in favor of Bro Chase here, but he has 2 cars to try and get around. Really surprised on how slow of a pit stop that 14 car. When we were on board, he was just right behind the 5. I wonder if he had to fix some damage that he perhaps got.
About half a straight away back now.
And the 6th position there, and nowhere near. I thought for sure he'd be able to work with the 5. Just has not been the day needed as we get the 20 to go signal in stage 2. Up front, here comes Bro Chase. Short work of the 18. The 47 car muscles the 18 once again.
Yeah, the 18's definitely going to be getting tired of that before the night's over with.
I'm tired of seeing it there, and I'm in the booth. Not been the good day for that 18 car. And I believe he'll be taking some names.
Caddy for 4th place. Or 5th place.
Battle for the lead. Here comes that 5 once again underneath Mike RPM.
He's going to clear him easily off 2. He's going to bring the 47 alongside the 4 car. Oh, the 4's going to pitch the 47 down just a little.
The 47 car actually gave him a bump heading into turn number 3. Remember, the 47 car has 1 lap fresher tires than the 4 car.
Seeing the 5 car here now that he's got around the 4, he's kind of separating himself just a little.
And I believe that went according to plan. Whatever the setup is, definitely agreeing with him to be able to stay out 2 extra laps on those tires. I feel like if I was one of the 4 or the 18 or somebody, my closest competition, I would try to be on his cycle there, but I don't believe the setup agrees as far as tire wear. Fuel-wise, they're on the same cycle, but tire wear, just as what we were talking about earlier before tonight's race, it's not the same here. You really have to take care of those right side tires.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the hardest things with this track is holding on to the right sides for the whole run.
I'll never forget, I was in a preset race here one time, and damage was on, and with the trucks here, it just, the tire wear, I mean, you switch to see your, what do you call it, the percentage on your tires, it would just go down. Like, it was just dramatic. And I had made contact with the outside wall, and that little bit of damage, as we see the 47 car actually nudged the wall there in turn 1. But the damage that I had on my truck actually gave me better tire wear and made the car handle, or it made the truck handle a little bit better. I had a second of damage, and I made sure not to fix it for like 2 pit stops, and then I accidentally fixed it, and I was slower. I was so mad at myself. But that's definitely, I remember that being, it's just how finicky, how tire wear handles here at Atlanta. In this racetrack, it's definitely something, as we see the 47 car try to work his way around the 4. And just now joining us here, I see some people on YouTube land are. It's been a quiet race here so far with the occasional car around. It's been a single car issue. Have not seen a multi-car wreck, only 1 yellow flag, and that was for the stage break between stage 1 and stage 2. We have 15 laps to go in stage 2. Pretty much what you see, I think, is what you're going to get for the end, unless something dramatic happens right now. The 47 car, this is our closest battle for position, is second place. 47 KB Showtime has newer tires, about 1 lap fresher, newer tires than the 4 car, Kevin Harvick. That's Mike RPM in that car. Meanwhile, just behind him, that 14 car, or excuse me, that 18 car. Go back there. Now trying to keep the 14 car.
The 14.
And you have to wonder what might have been had the 14 been able to keep up with the 5 car. He had made such good pace and time. Rebound after spinning earlier in stage 1. Don't know exactly why he had such a slow pit stop.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he had some damage there or what. Up front, the 5 cars keeping a pretty steady gap.
There's the 18 going to allow the 14 car Flash 9 just to go by.
Flash 9 at the fourth.
Just behind that battle for 5th place is going to be Aquatati in the 51 car. He had made up some serious time as well. And just did not keep up with that 14 or the 5. I wonder if there was just an issue getting on, or issue before these guys got onto pit road with damage that they had to fix. Ten laps to go here in stage number 1. Or stage 2, excuse me.
Still got the 47 trying to work his way around the 4. The 4 car is really able to kind of ride about a lane lane off the bottom and just roll the corner, keep his momentum coming off.
Yeah, I was going to say, is the 47 car, what are your options here? Because it looks like on board with him, he's been able to keep up, at least get to that bottom lane better than that 4 car, but with whatever setup has been able to, as he protects the bottom lane entering turn 3, it really allows that car to rotate in the center of the corner and keep whatever momentum is gained by the 47 on that newer tire behind him. You see in the 4 car actually take his line away. That 47 car, he can reach out, he can almost touch him. He is touching him down the back stretch, just not able to complete the pass.
Yeah, he's able to get a run off the corner and pull up to his bumper, but he's just not able to get to the inside.
Man, that's got to be frustrating there. I can tell you, again, as a competitor on the side as well there, you can just reach out. You can almost see it, but you just can't do anything about it. Five laps to go this time by some of our other competitors there. The 43 car, you see him being able to fix the damage still, 2 laps down.
Run into like turn 1. They're side by side for second.
Yes. Now we're going to see that 4 car battle back. Side draft, which does work in this game. Heard some rumors going on that it doesn't. Let me assure you, it does. Now with the 4 car and perhaps some dirty air, will he be able to get around that 47 car once again? At the stripe next time by, it will be 3 laps to go. Here comes the 4 car taking a look underneath. The 47 car opened up the bottom. Now it's again a side-by-side battle. 2 to go next time by, and they trade a little paint. Rubbing his racing here. Side by side once again. How many times have we seen a finish decided by a side-by-side battle at Atlanta? Crossover move. The 47 car, doesn't get the momentum needed there, but he'll get a little bit of a bump. He hangs on.
He's trying everything he can to get to the side of this 4 car.
I believe the 47 car also tried to use some mind games, get in his mirror, took a look to the inside there on the back stretch. There'll be 1 to go here in stage 2. 50 long, grueling laps here. Actually, that was the end of the stage.
That's the end of the stage.
And so the 4 car, Mike RPM, hangs on to second. 5 car, it's your bro Chase, winner of stage 2. So this stage, 58 laps to go. I believe this is kind of flirting with that 2-stop or 1-stop strategy here, because you can make it on 28 laps. It's almost 30 there, but 28 by my calculations is, I don't know, I can't do math.
6. So if they're going to make it on 1 stop, they're going to have to save a lap or 2 here on each run.
That's going to be significant, because saving fuel is also, you're also going to have to save a little bit of tire. So this is just right outside the fuel window here for these guys to be able to make it. That's something we'll be keeping an eye on here. Those guys that decide to pit early in the stage with their tire wear, they'll set themselves up for a second pit stop at the end of this one. Who can perhaps make it on a one-stop dash to the checkered flag? Green flag back out there side by side as It's Your Bro Chase gets underway, back on the loud pedal down the back stretch. Big run of momentum.
Got an excellent restart there.
He did. Here comes that 18 car. He was right on the back bumper of the 47 car. Remember, those guys had an issue earlier in stage 2. So you see the 18 car take him way wide entering turn number 2. He'll take that position. That's race head there. Here comes Flash 9 in that 14 as well. Up to second place. The 18 takes it away from the 47 car.
The 51 of Aquatati is going to follow the 14 through for fourth.
Rumbled up lead start for the 4 car. Mike RPM, he's fallen once again outside that second position. We've seen that happen earlier today in our one and only restart here. How that second outside lane just really fails to get going. Now he's going to have to catch up with his closest competitor already in clean air.
Yeah, he went from second to fifth or sixth on that exchange.
Aquatati has had a good run here so far today. Being along inside the top 5 there. A little bit of a slip up by the 5. He opens up the bottom, and here comes the 18. He just nudged the apron right there, and now here is a look by Flash 9. They're almost 3 wide. Flash 9 to the bottom of the racetrack, the 18 car. Able to block that advance in the 5 car. Bro Chase way up high in turn 4. He'll lose not 1, not 2, but try 3 positions by the time they enter turn number 1.
He's just trying to get back in line now.
That's really going to mess up the momentum made by the 47 of KB Showtime, who has fallen back. DK Brown able to take advantage of that. And just like that, how we were talking about the 5 and the 4 controlling this race, they have both slipped up and fallen back to the bottom half of the top 5. Meanwhile, Flash 9 desperately trying to rebound from an earlier spin in stage 1. He'll do so by taking the lead and putting that 14 car up front for the first time today. One in the fence there, that sludge there. No harm, no foul for the 43 car. Here comes Bro Chase. Once again, back on the attack. Aquatati's been able to maneuver through all this into second. His teammate DK Brown also inside the top 5.
We've just seen the 18, the race head in the lead. He's fell back to 7th or 8th now. He got freight trained by those guys once the 14 got to the inside of him.
Yeah, how important it is to try and protect that bottom lane. That's Aquatati there, trying to make sure he doesn't get freight trained by the 5 car or the 4. These guys, by the way they're racing, it doesn't seem like they're trying to save those 2 laps there.
No, I don't see any save strategy at all.
That'll be interesting to play out there if it does indeed come to fruition there later on in this race. Aquatati to the bottom of the racetrack. He has a look to the inside of Flash 9. Flash 9 on the outside. There's a little bit of a gap. Unable to complete the pass. Now he does, and he's able to slide back up into second place. That was a desperate move in order to make sure he does not go to the tail end of this line. On board with 5.
Spectacular race we're seeing here. We've seen the lead switch several times in the last 10 laps.
And I believe these guys know that it's definitely go time, and as we had mentioned there, perhaps not so much thinking about tire and fuel wear. Pretty much everybody knowing that that's kind of a tall order. Maybe everybody's gonna try and be accustomed to that 2 pit stop exchange to question is, what will these guys decide to take on that second stop? I don't think we're going to see very many takers. Do you try and save your tires and perhaps take a splash of fuel? Do you take 2 tires as well? That'll be interesting to see here. We won't have many laps to make it to the end from that second pit stop.
Yeah, I don't think 2 tires is a strategy. Not here.
But it might be, considering they only have 3 laps to make up. I don't like a 2 tires. I'm with you there, Tiller. I would never consider. I don't even know why a 2 tire stop is an option on Atlanta. Like, I'm not leaving until you place 4 on the car. But with only 2 laps to go, that could be a possibility for some of these guys. Things have settled down here up front with Aquatati in the lead. You see Flash 9. Oh, in the wall. The 18, a race head. Hard.
He gets into the, I think that's 37 there.
It is. B. Holcomb there, also a victim, but race head there. It just, when it's not your day, it's just not your day. And it has not been the 18 car's day at all. He's shown flashes of speed. Brilliance there, but unfortunately that did not go well for him. 1 lap ago.
Ooh, DK Brown loose on the back stretch. He's soon to gather it back up. That allowed the 47 to get around him.
We're beginning to see the cars beginning to thin out here. That draft is on a low draft setting, but you need all of what you can get in order to keep up with this lead pack, despite the lack of draft available for these guys to use and play with. And right now we're seeing that lead pack kind of dwindle down with a mistake made by the 18. He has indeed lost it, and that slight mishap by DK Brown has sent him to the tail end. He needs not to make another mistake, or he'll find the same fate that has been plagued on the 18 car.
We're about halfway through a tire cycle here, so you're going to start seeing a lot more of these guys get loose.
I believe we're going to see a lot more of these passes be aggressive as well. We're getting to the end of this thing. That's go time now.
See the 4 car has worked his way back up to 4th.
14 wanted to stay in line right there. I just don't believe the 5 car was quite as committed, and now he's going to pay the price. The 14 of Flash 9, that is. He's opened up the bottom. He's going to lose not 1 but 2 spots because of that move.
Possibly going to lose 4 spots here. Because he's still on the outside. You got DK Brown in the 53 to the inside of him now.
Yeah, he had a look to the outside. Just don't know exactly what was there unless he made the conscious decision to try and save what little bit of rubber on that 14 car, as we see Bro Chase get to the inside of Taddy right here.
And now you're going to see the whole line go by Aquatati here.
And just like that, the fastest Ford and the fastest bow tie of the day are nose to tail once again in the 1st and 2nd position. Taddy, that one wrong slip-up, as you had mentioned there, Tiller, now has put him all the way to the back half of this field. There's contact between him and the 14.
Gathered up there.
Real quick, want to mention the 43 car sitting on pit road. He is done for the night. 2 car, Bad Fast Marley as well, piloting a Brad Keselowski paint scheme that seems victory lane here. Fortunately, will not be the same results here tonight for the 2 car who has had an issue. Taddy, after that slight contact with the 14 car, still inside the lead pack, excuse me. And how about DK Brown in that 53 car? He's up in the 4th position. That's the best we've seen him all night. the lap's winding down here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. A pit stop, perhaps 2, going to have to be made. 6-car breakaway at the front of the field. Each one of these guys could still win it. Nothing written in stone when it comes to eSport racing on NASCAR Heat 5, especially the GC Sport Series. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to take a quick break myself because I just got to get water. You're going to need it for the end of this one. We'll go NASCAR nonstop on board with the 47. Welcome back to the GC Sport 200 here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. 31 laps to go. 3 laps outside of the window for these guys to be able to make it on one green flag pit stop here. You're going to need to reach that magical number fuel-wise in order to make sure you make it on just one stop. 6-car breakaway at the front of the field led by your pole sitter, Bro Chase. The 4-car, Mike RPM, he was your stage 1 winner. Behind him, KV Olcom in that 47 car. DK Brown, Flash 9, and Aqua Taddy. Your top dogs here as they run with 30 laps to go. Don't know if I've lost you there, Tiller. Are you still there? We might have had an issue there with the tiller. But for right now, he has stepped away here. But we are not going to step away from this action as we continue to see everybody doing what they can to try and save fuel and save tires. This is going to be the most important run. You see DK Brown, he's going to have to poke out a line here. He cannot make it another lap. And that's going to be detrimental here as he's just right outside the cusp of making it on fuel. He'll have to save an extra lap versus these guys that still are on track. See the 4-car there, I believe. A lot of these guys are about to pit there with 28 laps on the board. They've been able to split, so I think we're going to see just one lap for these guys to go, but some of these guys could not hang on, including Aquatati, the teammates of DK Brown. The 4 is staying right on the back bumper of the 5 and the 47.
I do apologize there, Alex. My mic malfunctioned on me.
Oh, no problem at all. I just wanted to make sure we didn't lose you. You've seen DK Brown and Taddy go down. Oh, contact! The 4-car gets into the back bumper. The 5 is spinning. Bro Chase has gone around on the entrance of pit road.
Yeah, I believe he was trying to get the pits there, but I never seen him signal on the back.
I didn't see a signal at all, so I would place that a mistake made by the 5. He did all he could not to go around, but he definitely slowed up. And it was their damage on the 4-car.
Running along with him, I don't see anything significant as he's coming to pit road now.
Ooh, 47 car, hot, getting in as well.
Yeah, I believe he might have been on the border of speeding right there.
If not, he did all he could not to, but that was a late decision made by the 5 car there, and it almost cost both he and the 4 car dearly.
5's just now coming off pit road. He had significant damage on that.
I would imagine so, and that could take that 5 car out of contention right there. The 4, this time in the 14, Stewart Off Racing teammates there, as well as the 47 are off and away. Here comes DK Brown, the first to go on pit road there. His teammate Aquatati just right behind him. Those Rick Ware Racing cars, they have sandwiched the Stewart Off Racing cars. But where is that 5 car of It's Your Bro Chase? He's all the way back, half a straightaway behind. Nowhere near that lead pack because of a decision to get onto pit road. You cannot afford to make a mistake on the money stop. It has cost the 5 car perhaps a shot to victory lane tonight.
Yeah, it's absolutely cost him a shot at victory lane unless they have a caution here. Which, the way this race is going, I don't foresee a caution.
Especially with how little of a pack we have and how strung out most of the field is. And unfortunately, I don't think you can put any blame on anyone but the 5 car. It was so weird. I wasn't expecting that, because as you mentioned there, Taylor, I didn't see him signal at all. And he's been one of the guys that we've seen stay out the longest on every stage. So for the 4 car to stretch it out one more lap, just very, very odd for the 5 car to go down pit road.
The 4 car probably seen the advantage that those 1 or 2 laps give you in the second stage there. So, the 53 and the 51 make a little contact off the corner. Teammates tangling just a little for 3rd.
DK Brown was the first on freshest tires right there. His teammate, the 51 of Taddy, was on pit road the next lap, and then you had the 4 and the 14 stay out an additional 2 laps based on those guys that went on pit road from their vantage point. So the 4 and the 14 have worked themselves into the best position here on the best cycle of tires. They've already taken the lead. It quite could come down to a battle between these 2 cars without the yellow flag coming up.
Yeah, they've kind of separated themselves from 3rd place Taddy now.
Here comes Flash 9.
To the inside.
And he'll take the lead.
Let him go there.
Less than 20 to go here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. The action always fast and furious. And we have seen some side-by-side battles to decide the fate here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. I remember in the year 2000, it was Dale Earnhardt and Bobby Labonte in a side-by-side photo finish that was replicated 1 year later with Jeff Gordon and Kevin Harvick. We'll all know how well that worked out, earning Kevin Harvick his first career win and just his 3rd career start. And then I remember a race here back when I was a child in 2005 that saw Jimmy Johnson and Carl Edwards battle the checkered flag. Jimmy Johnson giving up the bottom lane, or not giving up the bottom lane, excuse me, with Carl Edwards on the high side with the last lap pass to pinch Jimmy Johnson down and take the lead on the outside. I thought that was so cool, and the fact that that was the first time I had seen the backflip from Carl Edwards. That was his first career win as well, and he had done so. He had swept the weekend by doing that. He had won his first ever, at the time, nationwide race beforehand, the day before. So Atlanta, no stranger to some side-by-side finishes. It could happen again tonight virtually.
Yeah, I definitely expect a close finish here. The 4 and the 14 are both really fast, and they're right on top of each other. They've separated themselves by probably a second to a second and a half now.
And that's lap counter goes down, the pulse rate ticks up. Here comes a look to the inside once again by that 4 car. I'm impressed by Flash 9 and his ability not to panic. We saw a mistake early in stage 1, not necessarily of his fault there, going around the lap car. He was collected in, able to regroup, gather himself up, work his way back into contention in stage 2. Lost a little bit of time on whatever that was pit stop wise there in stage 2. Didn't panic. Also saw him go from leading this race to the tail end of that long freight line of cars. Still did not panic. Methodically worked his way up into contention and worked himself to being one of the last cars on the pit road that perhaps we thought was going to be the winning strategy. And now
right now is for 4th, 5th, and 6th.
He has
just got by DK Brown. 47's looking to get by him too.
And how about that 18 car race head? We've talked about him and the fence quite a bit here tonight. He's still solidly inside the top 5.
Yeah, that's an excellent rebound for him. I think DK Brown really protecting the bottom here.
Yeah, almost get into the way of that 47 car, who actually gave him a little pop in the back. Try to get going.
That kind of stalled those two out.
You see, I think you're going to see that 47 car show his aggression. He does. He moved that 53 car out of the way.
That was, I'm tired of waiting on you, bud.
Getting down to the end of this. I got to go.
Just the 47 is definitely faster, though.
Just behind him, the 47's teammate, the 37. Yep. Here's another battle here. Further back in the pack, I believe this might be for the 8th position here. That's the 2 and the 44 car.
Yeah, it's bad pass Marley and Robbie racing.
Having a nice battle amongst themselves there. I always say those guys that are fighting deeper in the field, fighting hard, perhaps the guys up front, they're doing everything they can to get every position they can. Those guys up front already have the track position. 43 cars, I go through the field, already documented his struggles. And then, of course, the 5 car, what might have been, had not that mishap getting onto pit road. The money stop, as we often refer to it, not going to work out in the favor of the 5, who perhaps was the fastest car here tonight, starting on the pole. Did not to make a mistake, unfortunately found one late in this race. Now a yellow flag is the only saver for that 5 car.
He's about a half a track behind the top 5 here.
On board with the Flash 9 and the 14 car, he's taking a look to the inside. Doesn't get it to go. It'll be 8 laps to go here. 162 in the book. That's just over 200 miles here in the Full on our Quick Trip 500.
The 14's just picking his moment.
And that's my question to you there, Tiller. Do you decide to show your hand early and try to force a mistake and be on the defense late in this one like we've seen with the 4 car, or do you want to be the aggressor? Do you want to be the guy that's in second place trying to work that 4 car into a mistake?
Yeah, I definitely would want to be in second at this point. Coming down to about 3 to go, I'd really pick up the aggression and see if I couldn't force the 4 car to get off of his line or something like that, which you will more than likely see right here as we're coming into, what, 6 to go, 7 to go?
Yeah, 6 to go this time by. And yep, that 4 car has just been taking away his line. These guys are pretty much equal as far as tire wear and fuel strategy here, but setup-wise, that 4 car has shown some speed. We don't really know what the 14 car has been out front. He had led, I believe, like at least 2 or 3 laps, but he didn't lead until late in this stage. So he's all over the back bumper.
We know he's got speed. He started on the outside pole, so we know he's got the pace. But does he have the long run car? As he's looking to the inside, 4 car pinches him down some. Protect that bottom line.
Yeah, but he opens it up there in turn 4. Here comes Flash 9 with a look underneath. And as I like to mention, there is no out of bounds here at Atlanta. That yellow line really just a guidance for these guys to know where the apron is. But the front 2 are side by side at the stripe with 4 laps to go. And the 4 car really pitching down the 14 of Flash 9. This battle is all but from over.
They're going to be side by side into 3.
Door to door in that 14 car. Was he saving some rubber for this? As we get the 3 to go signal there.
The 4 car's going to try to cross over here. Not able to get there.
Looking from the Goodyear blimp. That 14 going to protect that bottom line. We've seen that 4 car, though, make significant headway on the outside lane. It's not over yet, and at the stripe, it will be 2 laps to go. See the 4 car give a bump to the 14. He'll work to the outside. The 14 car all but in the grass right there, making sure that if he's going to have to go around, you're going to have to take the longer way around. Bottom, here comes that 4 car, takes a look all the way to the bottom. The nose is there. Do they work their way up the racetrack? The 4 car almost misses the corner. He'll go to the outside. The 14 car keeps his head and protecting the bottom lane as we see the white flag. 1 lap to go here. The Full Honor Quick Trip 500. The 4 car all over the back bumper of Flash 9. Mike RPM doing all he can to try and get around. There's a little bit of daylight between the front 2. Final set of corners there.
Contact allowed the 14 to pull away.
Daylight that's going to allow that 14 car the break he needs. Flash 9, the outside pole sitter, going to finish 1 spot better, and in victory lane, Flash 9 gets it done in the GC Sports 200 at Atlanta.
Mike RPM and Aqua Taddy, that's your top 3 right there. That was a good race.
Had me at the edge of my seat. That's what we love to see here at Atlanta. And I'm going to see that little bit of contact there, just enough to break the draft there and allow that 14 car, who you said it, your strategy worked out perfectly there, Tiller. Even in the booth, you've called it right. Flash 9 doing a great job there. I am impressed. As I had mentioned there, keeping a level head. Found some trouble there early in stage 1, rebounded in stage 2. No trouble in stage 3, and a trip to victory lane because of it. We're going to get our Flash 9 hopefully in here.
Mike RPM at 2nd, Aqua Taddy 3rd, KB Showtime 4th, Racehead 5th, DK Brown 6th, It's Your Bro Chase fell all the way to 7th on that pit road exchange. Bad Fast Marley 8th, Robbie Racing 9th, B Holcomb 10th, and Sludge with engine failure tonight finishes 11th.
So a great run by these drivers here. Don't know if we're going to be able to get Flash 9 in. Or a Taddy, is that something that we're getting? There we go.
Do you want winner, podium, or what?
I'll take winner. I guess we can take all 4 if people want to talk. But definitely our winner here at least. And there he is. Flash 9, it was an eventful race here for you tonight. Spun early in stage 1, able to rebound after some trouble there in stage 2. And able to hang on there. Walk us through the strategy you had in order to keep on the same tire level as the 4 car and that last pit stop that eventually got you and him away from the crowd.
Well, I really didn't know when everyone was planning to pit. Um, I knew Chase was coming in that time. I didn't see Mike or anyone else signal. Um, but the 47 got in the back of the 5, and somehow I got through it close enough to stay with Mike there. And I don't know what his pit stop was, but I was able to come out right on his bumper, and then it was, just trying to get a run, enough of a run with 2 cars together there, and see who could hold their line and not mess up.
I mean, it was a battle towards the very end. Walk us through those final couple of laps. Racing a pro leaguer like a Mike RPM, that's intimidating.
I haven't had that much pressure for a little bit. I was shaking there a couple times, just making sure the wheel is not going to slide out of my hands. But, him and I have actually raced together quite a bit, through the Winter Series and Summer Showdown races. So I know how clean he is. It was just more of if I could time a good run off the corner and be able to stick my nose in there. I don't know if he was going into turn 3 wide open when I was able to get underneath him there, but it was really fun, clean battle. I can't believe I held it off.
Well, Flash 9, it seems like you did everything right. Want to give you the chance to make any shout-outs you have on the air.
It was a clean race. Shout out to all the guys, in A Customs that put in the time and run the races every week. I know we don't have, a massive field, but, we still show up and we race hard, and Taddy does a great job at blowing up our phones during the week, so I want to thank him for staying on top of everything, and I think, and then Mike as well. We've had some great runs together, and, battling for this point lead. I didn't have the best 2 stages, so we'll see. I don't remember the point differential for finish, but try to keep that battle close between us and see how it shakes out.
All right, that was Flash 9, your winner here tonight at Atlanta. His teammate, or actually, I don't know if it's teammate there. We noticed you were in the 4-car. I know you don't typically run the 4-car in this league there, but I want to introduce their Mike RPM. He is now in the booth there and give you a chance to talk about your night here. You had a great stage 1. What did you learn in stage 2 and stage 3 to battle it out there? And what did you think when the 5-car kind of threw it away on pit road?
Yeah, it was a pretty good race for us. I haven't gotten to talk to you up here in this whole season, Alex, so it's nice to be finally up here. But yeah, we just stayed up in the top 3 and just about the whole race. Had to do a little bit of tire saving throughout the stages. It was kind of close on tires to pitting and splitting it up, especially that last stage. But yeah, we just got out of there, and I think Chase sped or something on that last stop, and I bounced off of him. Actually, I was planning on going another lap. Thank God I did. But yeah, it just came down to me and Flash there at the end, and he got around me, and I thought I was gonna have enough time to get around him, but he did some great blocking, and I tried to get him off the bottom a couple times, but he kept his ground, and it was a good hard race between us as always.
You guys mentioned about it was definitely good. It was fun action to call, and like you said, yeah, it has been a while because I've been wanting to talk there, and it seems like to you in the booth, and it seems like just something always happens that unfortunately hasn't gone your way. But tonight, even though you're not in victory lane, though, you had a great race here. Just what was it like having a good, clean race here tonight at Atlanta?
It's nice. I always like this track, and I always think I have fast cars when I come here, and everybody really at the front of the half of the field took care of each other. I know that with how it's a one-lane racetrack, people can run over each other. In the past, I've seen that here, but just not the biggest field, but quality racing, and so can't complain about that.
I totally forgot there, Tiller. Not that you weren't in there, Tiller. Did you want to ask anything there? My bad. I just went into questioning mode as I went there. So, Tiller, I want to give you a shot. He was calling the race as well with me there. So, any questions you'd had?
No, you're absolutely fine, Alex. I just want to say that was a great race, fellas. That was fun to call. That was a joy to watch.
Yeah, it definitely had us on the edge of our seat there toward the end of that one. So definitely go back and watch that, because I really did not know how it was going to play out. But as always, I want to give you a chance to shout out anything or anyone that you'd like to while we're on air.
I guess shout out my crew, Racehead. I think he got a good finish. So he's been having a good season. He won last week, so it's good to see him up there. And I think DK had a good showing. I'm not sure if he made it on tires or not, but yeah, just overall good racing tonight.
Very, very good racing there. Thank you guys for putting on a great show. That's Mike RPM, driver of that 4 car and 1, depending on the week. Want to bring in our last of our podium finners and your CEO of the league, Aquatati, in that 51. My goodness, I'm tired. But anyway there, Taddy, you were able to get a strong third-place finish. The car wasn't as fast as I believe you would have hoped it to be tonight, but you got the most out of it. Just walk us through what it was like getting that podium run.
Yeah, first off, it was a great finish for the Rick Ware teams. You don't see a 51 car up front very often in real life. So, the car was pretty good. It felt really fast, actually. You said it wasn't one of the faster ones. I actually was with them most of the race. What was getting the best of me was when people would get stuck on the outside, they were trying so hard to get in. And like Mike was saying, it's really easy to run somebody over. So I was trying to lift extra on entrance of the corners. And when that would happen, if somebody was on the outside, it would leave a gap, so they'd kind of come in and try to close it, and so I'd lift or brake hard to not plow them over or get damage on my own car, and it inevitably, with low draft and 5-6 cars in front of you, it costs you to lose the draft. But all in all, the car felt good. Tire wear was a little worse in the draft. That's why they're in stage 3. I pushed really hard to get to the lead so I could kind of set the pace and save my tires to make sure I could make it to the end. So all in all, the race ended up going somewhat the way I wanted. Maybe a little bit higher. I was hoping for a finish, but I mean, you can't ever be mad with a podium finish with the caliber of drivers that we have. So,
it definitely looked like the guys at stage 3, everybody knew the game at hand, which was protecting that bottom lane and how important it was to try and protect your track position at the end of that one. But that final pit stop, we were talking about how you guys might have had to make it 2 pit stops. Looks like nobody had to do that, but we knew tire wear was going to be an issue. What made you decide, did you at all, let me back up. Did you at all think about trying to save your tires so that you would be more closer with the guys that would pit later in the run?
Well, so yeah, I mean, you always want to go with Atlanta. You always want to try to go as long as you can. Even in the stages, really, you want to go as long as you can to make it your car faster at the end of the run, Stage 1 and Stage 2, I didn't want to give away that I could make it all the way. I'd practiced this week, and I knew I could make it the full fuel run on tires as long as I didn't, push too hard. And so I didn't necessarily want to give away that I could do that, so I just split the stages in half, ran about 25 laps, 3 laps short of a fuel run. And, anyways, again, there at the end, that's why I pushed to get to the front, because had I stayed in the draft, I think I probably would have ended up about a lap short. So inevitably, DK, unfortunately, him being my teammate there at the end, I was with the 4 and the 14. I chose not to go around them when they were coming off pit road. I figured we'd go faster with those guys having 1 lap fresher tires. I fell in behind them. When they went around DK come down and about took my nose off and spun me out, and so I lost the draft. And from then on, I knew I was in trouble. Luckily, I was able to get a gap on DK and Racehead there, and they were never able to close it. So that's really the story of my night, running a whole lot of laps by myself. But all in all, it was really good racing from what I'd seen. A lot of clean racing, a few dive bombs that caused people to get up out of the way. I think me and Mike even got into each other each one time. I got into him a little once, and he got into me again. But that's Atlanta racing, one race groove. Unfortunately, it wasn't like sliders where people were running the outside the whole race. But all in all, I thought it was great.
Definitely a great race to call up in the booth there, and definitely a great race for you on the track. Going to give you a chance to shout out anyone you'd like as well.
First off, I want to shout out my teammate DK Brown. He shows up like Mike was saying, he shows up every week. He does the best effort he can for the team. Robbie Racing, I got to give him a shout out. Him and I work together a bunch on setups together. We have for a while now. And then as CEO, I want to give a shout out to you, Alex, and you, John. You guys do great up here in the booth whenever you guys are up here. This league wouldn't be the same if we didn't have the broadcast end, and we wouldn't get the notoriety. So thank you guys, and then to all the drivers that make the league worth being here and the good racing. So thanks really to the whole community.
All right, no problem. It's great. Definitely a great product to be seen on NASCAR Heat 5, something that we will be talking about in the weeks to come. Once again, another congratulations in order for Flash 9. He is the big winner here tonight, piloting that number 14 car. Clint Boyer doing an excellent job at Atlanta. This has been very fun, and also want to give a thank you to John Tiller there, my broadcast partner. Great calling the race there, man. And I look forward to racing with you in Fueled Up Motorsports, another league. Very professional, very nice. Great to be a part of there, thankfully, officially, as well. And I know these two leagues will be kind of working hand in hand as far as drivers trading between the two, and look forward to that partnership and how it develops throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, and we look forward to starting our season next week, so you guys be sure to hop over to Fueled Up Motorsports Group YouTube and check us out over there. As me and Alex both and Taddy, all three will be racing in those races.
Definitely a fun one. Oh, go ahead.
I want to just throw out there real quick, just so everybody knows, GC Sports 100% supports this Fueled Up Racing League, and that's why I'm actually even hopping over there and looking towards the draft that they have this coming Monday, of course. Thanks, guys.
Can't wait to see all that action here at Daytona. Going to be brightening up, hopefully, your screen there. Don't want to miss it out. But from all of us here on NASCAR Heat 5, from myself, Jordan, Taddy, and everybody that was a part of GC Sports, I want to say so long. Hope you guys had a great night. We will see you next week beginning at 8:05 right here on YouTube. We will see you, and congratulations to Flash 9, the big winner, the Quick Trip Fold of Honor 500 at Atlanta.
There we go.